Hello, everybody. How are we doing on this fine Friday? Ed is still feeling under the weather, so thankfully Skipper texted me. He's like, hey, you want me to come up with you? So I said, sure. So we got Skipper hanging out with us today. Ed took some Tylenols, and I believe he's taking a nap because he's still not feeling too hot.
Yeah, he's still under the weather. I messaged him earlier today to see how he was doing, and he's getting there. It'll take a minute.
Yeah, I think he's slowly getting better. At least he's not projectiling anymore, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, how about that?
That's the worst part of being sick, because it's the one thing you really can't control. No matter what you do, it's gonna happen. But yeah, he said he's just got a really bad headache, which I told him, it's probably because you're dehydrated. I'm like, have you been trying to take in fluids? And I know taking in fluids when you're, vomiting is not easy, because sometimes you drink and then 10 minutes later you're going to puke it up, but you still got to try. So I'm thinking he's dehydrated, and that's why he's got a really bad headache.
That definitely ain't no fun.
No.
Especially, I was saying it last night in this heat, being sick, no.
Yeah, this is the worst time. Summertime's the worst time to get sick. If I'm going to get sick, I'd rather get sick in the wintertime. Because then when you got a fever and you're cold, you just put the blankets on you.
Yeah. Just turn your AC way down, then it'll feel like it.
Oh, mine's as low as it goes all the time. Anytime it's on the lowest setting on the highest band. Because I have all the tech stuff in my room. So this half of my room where I stream from and record from is always hot. It's like 4 degrees warmer here than it is on that side of the room where the fish tanks are, just because I've got the computer here, which is already going to be hotter than Hades, plus the router and everything else that's on over here. It's crazy.
Yeah. Constant heater.
Yep. That's why, my dad's room next door, it's always freezing in the winter. I'm like, it's because you don't have a computer. If I leave the computer on, my room will be 78 degrees in the wintertime, just because of the computer running constantly. Plus, the monitors are on, and all the little tech stuff that's constantly running is always throwing off heat. That's why my heaters don't run a lot in the winter, because I've got the freaking rooms already in the mid-70s.
That's crazy. Well, you probably got one of them high-tech chumpies.
Eh.
You do. This is a laptop.
No, mine's custom built, piecemeal together.
Thought about making one of those.
If you know what you're doing, it is it used to be cheaper. It's probably comparable now with how much the price of everything went up.
Yeah.
I think when I did this one, I think I gave myself a $500 or $700 budget with my buddy, and we sat down and bought the parts, got a couple things off eBay just to save a little extra, and then we put it together at his place down in Carolina. Because I was going down there for an event anyway, so I had the stuff shipped to him, and then the day after, once the event was over, we went back to his place, and we just built it there.
I had a buddy in the military that was building one. At the time, whenever I first started in there, I didn't have the money. I'd went through a divorce and all kinds of stuff, so I had other money to put out.
Yeah.
But I watched him do it. This thing was liquid cooled, everything. It was nuts.
I didn't go that far. I didn't have the money for liquid cooling. But then you got some people, they'll do the clear case and they'll do the mineral oil. So you can actually dump mineral oil on your computer. Because of the way it's made, that's like when you see liquid computers, it's usually they take the case and they will fill it with mineral oil. And the mineral oil helps cool it down. It's really weird if you see someone do it.
It don't make no sense.
No, because you think dumping liquid on your computer is going to break it. Yeah. But the way the mineral oil is the only thing I think you can do it with. You can literally fill your case with it if you have the right case. And the whole computer runs in it. It's crazy.
It's like building one inside of an aquarium.
Well, that's people do that too. And I'm like, why? I would never want to put that. I mean, I'm bad enough I have water near my computer now, but I wouldn't want to put a fish in the thing.
No. I meant use the fish tank to build it and just fill it up with the mineral oil.
Oh, yeah, that's what people do. They've done that before. They've used just a freaking basic aquarium, like a 20-gallon, and just put the computer parts in there, dumped mineral oil on it, and fired it up. It is crazy.
Yeah, I still don't make it dance. I can't. I just can't, like.
Yeah, when you first hear it, it's like, what, you did what? I would never go that crazy. Even liquid cooling. I was watching, there's this Canadian YouTuber called Linus Tech Tips, who's really big and does all this techie stuff. Their old office, when he was doing it out of his house, they ran copper piping throughout the house so they could liquid cool their computers off of one system. What they didn't take into account was it's copper, and bacteria started growing in their copper pipes from this water. So when they took it down, the water was like black and disgusting coming out of it. So, you know, if you're ever building a fish room, maybe don't use copper pipes. Because Lord knows what other minerals will probably leach into your water from the copper too.
Well, I mean, if it's a constant flow, if it's not encased in, it's okay. The way they did it, it was one system that probably
theirs was a closed system.
Water. So, oh my, that would have stunk. Oh, probably was black, a little chunky.
Yeah, they were wondering why their computers weren't working as well, and they're like, "Oh, this is why." But they didn't realize that they tore the whole thing down. Anyway, I'm gonna run through. We got Scotty. Hello, Scotty Aquatic. What's going on? Doc Anthony. I hope you're feeling a little better there. Jenna P. Of course, Skipper's in the chat. Scoop Stevo. Nice to see you. Frogs fishing more. Hello, hello. And then Caleb. What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
I'm gonna wait to say the thing about the stuff because I'm waiting for more people to come in. But yeah, we got some giveaways running. I'll mention all that good stuff in a little bit here. I finally got this tank all decked out. I took the goodies out of it and put them in the Aquascape tank from the Clash last year. That's down in the basement now. I'm getting this one ready. Now I'm kind of torn between putting the Congo puffer in it or doing another sorority tank. I'm like, I kind of want to do a sorority again, but at the same time, I really want that Congo puffer. And then I'm thinking, could I combine them? Well, I don't think the betas would be big enough and fast enough. I think they'd be able to get away from the Congo. They wouldn't compete them for food.
No.
So I'm wondering.
And how big's the tank?
It's a 30.
I mean, if they get in his vicinity and start messing with him, he's going to attack them.
Yeah, but I could, if I've ever noticed that I can pull them and throw them in another tank.
Listen, you never know. One person could tell you it won't work, and then you do it, it could work.
Well, the thing is, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it. Because pufferfish on their own are complicated. Beta sororities on their own are complicated. Why throw the two together?
Maybe it'll be perfect harmony.
Yeah. Hey, there's our local resident puffer expert right there. Hello, fantastic. How's it going? And Killer Kitty. Hello, hello.
I heard.
So yeah, I've got this 30-gallon here, and I'm torn between a Congo puffer in it, Austin, or doing another beta sorority. But then I thought, what if I put them together? Do you think a sorority and a Congo puffer could get along? And Vinoski, hello. Dennis, hello, hello.
It would be interesting.
It would. Because if they did see anything, I can definitely pull those girls out and throw them in the original sorority tank I had. Because there's enough dinner fish in there, they probably wouldn't bother each other at all. Hey, G-Bear, what's going on? That's a new name for me. Have you seen that one before?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Welcome in. Happy to see you. So are you moving your fish room or not?
Eventually. I just it takes me time because what I'm going to do, I like to plan it out, get everything that I need, and then just start putting the puzzle together.
Okay.
But I want to do it. I want to do it better than what I have here. I mean, this is smaller, and if I kind of want to add a little bit more, have this betta thing that I could probably get into, but I have stuff to set that rack up if I needed to.
Okay.
But I got to make a decision by the 13th, so I got to start setting stuff up. I think I'm going to do it because then on that rack is going to be, I think, a 2 5-gallons and a 10, and then on the bottom is going to be a 20 long. But that 20 long, I want to move the axolotl down out of that 10-gallon tank. So I mean, I still have that tank too. I don't know. I got ideas. I got to sit down and refigure it out. I do want to do it. Just I got to have stuff set up quick, and I may start working on it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
Now, would you do your streams from there, or would you still do it from here?
Well, from here at the moment, because it's where it's going to go is on the other side. I got a lot of room, a lot of room that I can do. But I got to figure out how I got to measure stuff, how I'm going to set it up, different racking systems if I need to. So,
hey, Atkins, hope you're doing well. I think I saw you do a stream a couple days ago, but I was passing out, so I didn't get to hang out.
Ian?
Yep.
Raccoon Tetras.
I saw those. I think it was on Wet Spot. They looked pretty cool, though I didn't get any because they didn't have any money. Still don't have any money. That's why this puffer won't be happening for quite a while.
Hello,
hey,
Science Gal. Well, you're kind of waiting for school to start up.
Yep. And then I got to save for the Clash, and I can't really spend. And then I got to keep saving for freaking Daytona. I finally booked the room for that.
Is it a lot cheaper than what it was at the other one?
It looks significantly cheaper, yes. Compared to like Chicago, which cost me $1,200 for 3 nights.
I'm talking about down in Orlando.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a lot cheaper than Orlando because it's not on like a resort.
Man. Yeah, because that was another deterrent on why I never went to Orlando.
Yeah, I wanted to go, but it was just too expensive. Like if they kept it in Orlando, I would have been camping in my car.
Yeah.
Because it's too I was literally looking at campsites near where the venue was, and I was gonna get a campsite and just sleep in my car because it was too freaking expensive.
You could have rented a camper and they had to put it on the site for you.
True. That's a good point. Very good point. Now, that's true for all Congos? Because look at the spotted Congo in particular. I don't know if that's true for all of them or just the because there's a couple of different types of Congo puffers, aren't there? There's like the hairy Congo, and there's like another one, I thought, right? Can't remember. Of course, people also told me not to put a honey gourami with a betta fish, and I did that too, and they were fine. People like, no, they'll kill each other. They're the same kind of fish. And I'm like, they've been in this tank for a year, and they're happy as clams.
Well, you had one of each.
Right.
So it's kind of different. If you'd had the one betta and the 2 gouramis, that might have been a different story.
Yeah, well, I guess I didn't even think. I knew they were both adamantoids, but I didn't even think that they were close enough in relation where they would fight each other like 2 male bettas would. But I think I lucked out because this was the most passive betta fish ever. Like, he would wait until everybody else finished eating before he would even go near the food. And, like, the gourami would stay in his corner of the tank, and the betta would stay in the other corner. It was really weird to watch their dynamic. And it was only a 10-gallon tank. So it's not like they had a bunch of space to live in, but there was enough moss and stuff where they were able to hide. Like, the betta fish lived in this clump of moss. It was crazy.
Made a cave.
Pretty much, yeah. Hey, Paul.
That's interesting.
And I'm still loving these red-eye puffers. I'm so glad I finally got those.
How they doing?
They're doing fantastic. They find their little spots and hide, but then when I come up with the food, they pop out. It's kind of cool. And they've been getting along with all their tank mates. Nobody has done anything crazy. I haven't lost any fish. They're still doing okay. So
hello, Paul.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get motivated. I lost motivation for some reason.
See, I did too, and then we went to the CCY swap, and I got it all back again. It's like if I don't go to a fish event every 6 months, I just completely lose my motivation for this hobby. See, I was going to, if I did it, I was originally going to, Austin, put it in this 40-gallon community tank. And it was going to be, the spotted conger was going to be in there with everybody. And when I originally got all the fish for that tank, I specifically looked up what typically people will put with them. So the red eyes ended up going in there instead because they get smaller, and I got a couple, and they're doing fine. But I'm thinking, I don't know. Yeah, you shouldn't have, Doc. It should have auto apply. I don't know. I didn't run that. They did it themselves. I might be able to email them and ask for it. So the new merch, Doc's talking about the new merch store. Because I launched it, they gave everyone 15% off. But I don't get to manage it as much as I did the other one. It's kind of auto run. So I don't even know if I can make sales and stuff on it yet. I haven't played around with it too much. So maybe if you didn't apply, I would say, send them a little email. Maybe they'll give you the 15%. It's weird, though. I mean, Ian, Imperial Tropicals had some a week ago. They might still have some. So I got mine from because no one else had them.
Hello, TJ.
How's it going, TJ?
I'd like to see one of his races.
I'm so on and the other problem is I don't know where to get the females from if I did a sorority again. Because the last time I did it, I got them all from the same breeder off of eBay, and I think that's what kicked me in the butt because they all had the same genetics and they all died of the same exact thing. So it's like, do I go to Petco or PetSmart and try to chance it with their females that may not be females?
I know a guy. Let me see what he has.
I could also text Lisa and be like, hey, you got any females?
I could tell you that their stock is low.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I asked them to join the auction the 19th. She goes, well, our stock is low at the moment. So they got to get more.
Come on, you're downsizing. That's no fun. I got to figure out where I'm going to put this tank from the Clash because we still get the option to take it if we want, right?
Yep. It's yours.
To me, there's no point in not taking
what
it.
you wish to do with.
So I'll bring it home. In worst case, I just box it in something and hold on to it. Same tanks we had last year?
Yes.
So they're a very nice tank. Oh, you're getting bigger tanks. See, I can't get bigger tanks. Otherwise, I would because I want a discus tank really bad after watching Skipper stream a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Discus.
They're definitely on my list of I need at some point. And I know where I could put them. But I don't think I want to put them where I could put them because it requires yet another extension cord and another power strip. And I think I did the math. I'm at 11 power strips in this room.
Yeah, I don't think you need to add another one.
Well, there's a reason my father put me on 2 separate 15-amp circuits. Come on.
Well, I mean, I get that. We talked about that, but you already got 11.
Well, the one thing I'm thinking, I could drill a hole in this wall and run power from the adjoining room. But
You
he
just
was
have
over
a
there.
basement.
Well, that's the other thing. So he at one point was like, I want to give you a corner of the basement for all these fish tanks. I'm like, okay. But then I'm looking at the basement. The only corner, so our hot water heaters on the far wall, and the only corners we have are that wall, the two opposite ends of the water heater. And the one corner has so much junk in it, there's no way I could go in that corner. And the opposite corner has other husky racks on it. But I'm thinking, if I got rid of the greenhouse dog thing that I did with it's got tanks in it, if I took that stuff out, there's a perfect wall. We just have to move one bench that I could put a husky rack on. And I'm like, I could go right there. But he's like, oh, I'll have to look at it, and maybe I'll run you your own circuit. And I'm like, okay, but that's going to take you like 3 years. Why don't we just start with a freaking I've already got stuff on an extension cord. Just start me with we'll just remove the extension cord further down. The basement tanks are on 3 surge protectors too. Or power strips.
So you have basement tanks too?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I've got the 17 from the Clash down there. I've got 3 10s, 2 5s, and then a 20. And I took one timer and plugged a power strip into the timer so all the lights are on just one power strip timer. And then I've got all the heaters are on their own power strip, and then all the pumps are on their own. So when I'm doing water changes, I can just turn all the heaters off at once instead of having to worry about unplugging them individually.
That's what I did on this rack. All the heaters are on a power strip, and I shut it off whenever I do water changes.
Yep.
But you got to remember to turn it back on.
That you do. I've done that a couple times, and every time when I don't forget to turn it back on, I seem to get ick.
I lost fish because of that.
Oh. I used the water changer for the first time after that incident I had when I lost fish. But I didn't do full water changes. I just did like 10, 20% this time, and I was fine. So I'm trying to think, like, is there a way that I could, like, melt a hole into the piping and then silicone the hole closed and shove, like, this digital thermometer through the hole so I can test the temperature of the water before I open the valve and let the floodgates loose? Hey, Beta Aquatics, what's going on? And Jimmy P is here. Hello, Jimmy P. And, of course, Patty. What's good, Patty?
I don't have starry nights.
He has star sapphires.
They're on the other side of the wall in a 75.
Do you remember the star sapphire from the first Clash we went to?
That's why I got,
You got them. Were you there when the guy was talking to Susie Q and Lisa about it, and how long he'd been training and breeding and all that stuff?
I talked to him before they talked to him.
Oh, okay.
Whenever
And there was the other guy.
Whenever we were setting up, when he came in, I talked to him. I was like, "Oh man." He goes, "Well, if you want this fish, you can have it for $300. You can take it back." I think he sold it.
He did end up selling it, yeah. And then there was the other guy who had the big Anubias Caphelia. He was talking like how long he had been growing that plant, and he had the giant thing of water lettuce too.
Susie got the giant thing of water
lettuce. She did.
lettuce.
Got to ask her how it's going. If you still got it.
Ponds?
Probably.
Imagine she'd have put it in her pond.
Yeah. I don't know. My dwarf water lettuce, for whatever reason, I've only got it left in one tank. And it's the one I won when I went to Aquashella, Chicago. It's that little 5-gallon Pisces Aquatop. It's the only tank the stuff's growing. And the only thing I can think of is the light. Just it's such a high light that's why they're still growing in there. Because I've tried moving them to other tanks and then they just die.
Oh, yeah. Me and floating planes don't work well in my fish tanks because I got lids. The lids, it seemed, but I've always, I have a lot of surface agitation too. I do that for a reason.
Yeah, that's the floating plants don't like that much.
But I don't know. Jimmy, I moved those over a month ago, by the way. because glad you finally moved them.
I honestly didn't notice you moved them either because the tank is still there.
Yep. There's different fish in there.
Are those the gudgeons in there now or something else?
Well, they're in there. The Empire Gudgeons, Jesus. The banded gudgeons. Matter of fact, Dr. Anthony won them in a auction, one of the auctions, and he sent them to me.
Very nice.
Got them from DaniKen Aquatics. And then the star-bys from Fish Rumor are in there. So pretty much everything I got that at the swap / barbecue, it's in there.
All right. That's cool.
I'm gonna start moving stuff around here soon.
Yes, that's another good point, Lisa. That even the hang-on back's never. So when I first got my floaters, I turned the hang-on back all the way down. I turned the sponge filter off to barely anything. But then when I turned stuff back up, I took a piece of airline tubing and just strung it across the middle of the tank so that they had like half the tank that had no movement. And they did fine.
Yeah.
And they started growing over the airline and actually took over the whole top. It was kind of cool. QC, what's good? Hello, hello.
Yes, you are, Doc. I don't care what Gina
Very nice,
says.
yes.
It's been the past few nights that I've been down here. It's been a long time. Okay, I got a kid about to bother me.
Hey, Shark Fin, what's going on?
I've been really sitting down here thinking about it because I haven't been able to have a lot of time down here because of some events that's been going on in my town.
Yeah.
I've been doing water changes and stuff, but I'm actually getting to think about what I want to do and how I want to do it, what I need to do it.
So when Dylan posted that he had some racks and stuff left over, I almost was going to be like, well, my dad and I can come grab those. I'm like, Dad, you want to go to Pennsylvania on a nice little 5-hour trip to pick up some husky racks and stuff?
I thought about it too.
But I'm assuming, I didn't ask him because I'm like, you know what, that's a little crazy. But I'm assuming he wanted everything to go together. Because I was going to say, well, will you just sell the rack separately? But then I'm like, he probably wants everything going at once.
I think a lot of people that live close to him got on that real quick.
I'd imagine so. But I didn't see too many comments on it right away either.
Well, I think a lot of people just instant messaged him.
Oh.
A lot of his fish he was still wanting at the beginning, which I get it because he put a lot of time into them.
Yes,
fish.
he did.
A lot. Oh, my. And then I don't know. I just didn't have the time to go down and help him out. It was not good timing for me to be able to go down and, take some stuff off his hands.
Yeah. Oh, next week teachers show back up. I think next week might be when ours can go back too, just to set up. And then our first staff meeting's the 22nd, I think.
Our kids go back to school the 23rd.
Ours go back on the 24th, I believe.
What? Okay, explain this to me since you work there. Why do they always do that in the middle of the week? Why not just start on Monday? Why wait? Like, that don't make no damn sense.
We make the same argument as to why don't we just go back after Labor Day?
Oh yeah, it's true.
But if it's me, I'm gonna guess. They don't tell us why, but my assumption would be that way it gives the teachers a couple days to establish their routines and somewhat get to know the kids before they're thrown into a full week of school with them. And it kind of eases them back in, maybe. Might be the
reason. Man, screw that. Suck it up and just do it.
Honestly, I don't know. They don't tell us why. They just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird. All right. Since
there's psychological.
It could be. Who knows? Could also be they don't want teachers to have to do a full week of PDs. Who knows? There's so many reasons it could be. Yeah, okay, Doc's basically saying the same thing. They have to transition them back into school because 2 months away from the building, they forget how to function.
True.
All right, since yeah, teachers can lay down ground rules and stuff, and then you guys start teaching the following Monday. Christ, we're told we don't have to. Usually, with math, we don't have to start curriculum. Last year, we didn't have to start curriculum until the third week of September for math. Reading and writing, I think, were also about that. So, like the first month, it was just random stuff we had that we could do, even though all of us wanted to start way sooner than that.
Not here. They're bringing homework home the first week.
I feel like we've gone very soft in this state. We were actually last year we were told that we don't want homework anymore because it doesn't teach them anything more than they didn't learn in school, and it's just some archaic thing that kids used to do. I'm like, but it's supposed to help reinforce what they learned.
Yeah.
And when they don't want it to count on report cards anymore, so it's got to count towards a participation. I don't know. They want to change so much with our school district. They want to go away from letter grades and just do all number grades. And it's like, but the parents don't understand what a number means.
Yeah. Well, on our report cards with the letters, they got the number, the percentage range in it.
Well, they want to, so instead of getting an A, they want to give people a 4. Instead of giving a C, they want to give them a 2.
Oh, no, that's dumb.
Yeah. So basically, I said, why don't we do it out of 5? Because 5, I don't like when things are out of even numbers. Because to me, a 0 means they're not doing anything. A 1 means they're extremely under-leveled. 2 means they're slightly under grade level. A 3 is supposed to be in their performing on grade level. And then a 4 is supposed to be in their performing slightly above. I'm like, why don't we have a 5 that shows they're exemplary above or something? But no, they were like, oh, that's too many different levels. I'm like, then why bother having a 2? Just do 1, 2, and 3 instead of 4.
Keep it
on grade level, above and below. Done.
Man. One good thing about our school district, they have a thing called after school program. And it's for any kid. It's not like for low income families.
Yeah.
Which I'm so glad for this, because when it comes down to it, I cannot teach that stuff to my kids because it's not how it was taught whenever I was a kid. And I'm not relearning this stuff. And since they have that, my kids go there. And plus, they get the social interaction with kids their age.
Good.
So,
yeah, well, even teaching math, they're trying to teach them too many different ways to do the same thing. In elementary school, anyway. You want to teach them 6 different ways to get to the same thing, like in middle school or high school, fine. But to teach a 5th grader that you can do multiplication 5 different ways and estimating is one of the ways, but then when you estimate, you have to subtract this and do this. It's a headache-inducing process, and most of the kids don't get it. The second we decide we're going to teach it the old school way, it instantly clicked with the kids.
But then, yeah. Yeah, well.
But yeah, so they want to transition from letter grades to a standard grade system, but then nobody can tell us what the standards actually are. We had a whole thing about it last year, and they finally, after a month of meetings, they decided they're going to table it for another year. We've been tabling it for 4 years. Nobody can figure it out, because I was put in the group for like the social studies standards. We don't teach social studies, but I was put in that group. And we're looking at these standards. We're like, well, we don't teach this, and we don't teach this. We don't teach that. We kind of teach this in writing. And we kind of teach this in reading. But how are you going to say we teach social studies when we don't?
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. But some teachers still do the homework. We have one 3rd grade teacher. Every single night her kids get homework. Sometimes it's literally just have your parents sign this test or do your multiplication facts. But she gives them something every single night, and her kids always have the best grades, or the best test scores, I should say. Last year I taught 5th grade math because that's where I was for a good part of the first year of QC. I covered a maternity leave last year. And this week we've lost 4 or 5 staff members. because this week is the deadline week that they give us. We lost we lost 2 teachers, 1 teacher, 1 sped teacher, our behavioral specialist, a couple other smaller positions, and then and then one of our teachers is going on medical leave or something. So I'm wondering if they don't hire somebody, where they're going to put me. I really hope it's not the 1 teacher, because I don't want to teach that subject. I'd rather be the 4th grade position, because at least those kids aren't, that bad. Anyway, since we got enough people in here, I'm going to mention all the stuff and things we've got going on. So I'm going to push this button and so, because we've been smashing every sub goal possible this past couple of weeks, I've got a couple different giveaways. Boost Plants is giving us a gift card. Nightbot just put it, and I linked it or pinned it. That one's simple. You just watch the short, post your favorite aquatic plant. Done. Easy. The other one is for some Aquaria stuff. Not sure how much yet. They're going to get back to me, but that is one that I'm waiting on their marketing. They're going to give me fish foods and stuff, depending on what kind of fish you keep. They're going to give you some foods. And then Wet Spot, my new favorite fish store, is going to give us a $100 gift card. I reached out to them on Instagram like, hey, I love your store. I just beat these milestones. Can we work together? Like, you know what? Our marketing team said we'll give you a $100 gift card. So I'm like, wow, you guys are awesome. So this is all happening next Friday. So we'll draw the Boost Plant one based on the comment section. So I'll throw that in a comment picker. The Wet Plant one is just going to be put a hashtag in the chat, and then I'll draw that way. And then the Aquaria one is run through Gleam, which I've done before. So basically, you just click the link. There's going to be a couple prompts on the screen. One's going to say, be subscribed, even though YouTube doesn't require a subscription. But you just click through everything. I think once you do 4 actions, it'll open up a bunch of other stuff if you want more ways to enter. But I tried to make it simple to where if people didn't have Instagram or all this other stuff, they didn't have to worry about it. So that one's, you follow the prompts, you click on them. Basically, you got to go to my channel, Hikari's channel, and then I think their website and one other thing, and that's all that you have to do. Everything else is optional. And then we'll draw all that stuff next Friday. So if anyone has any questions about any of that stuff, just let me know. Did you figure out how to enter them, Skipper?
Yeah, I did. You got to do some work to do it.
Well, Skipper can figure it out. Like everybody else is good.
The thing I don't understand is how do you know, I don't know, I guess, I see it now. Never mind.
So some of the stuff asks questions because originally when Gleam first was on the scene and the go-to for giveaways, they had options that said you must be subscribed, and then it would verify you were subscribed. Then YouTube changed the whole terms of service and community guidelines to where that was considered manipulating your analytics. So you couldn't use a third party to require people to do it anymore. So now the way around it is you just tell people to go to your channel and then ask a question about your channel in hopes that while they're there, they'll hit the subscribe button. Same thing with going to a Facebook page. You used to be able to require people to like or follow a page or a Twitter account or other accounts. Then everybody started rewriting their terms of service because they were saying you were artificially inflating numbers. So that stuff is all changed, but there's ways you can still kind of do it, but not require a button push, basically. You don't have to be present to win the Boost one or the Aquaria one. You do have to be present to win the Wet Spot one. Because that one's live. They're all going to be drawn live on stream, but the Wet Spot $100 card is the only one I'm going to require people to be here for.
Yeah, that's a good idea because... What?
Oh, Matt. QC, no, that is not how I got that many. So I said this last time I was streaming, but I literally spent, I want to say 60 to 70 hours during 1 week. And I sat here and I watched a bunch of videos on improving YouTube analytics and improving your search optimization and improving thumbnails and titles and descriptions. And I sat here for 10 hours a day or more and just went through all my old videos. I said, okay, what's working on this one? What's not working on this one? And I just went back and fixed everything. Like I was going, fixing thumbnails on everything, fixing titles on everything, rewriting descriptions, redoing all the tags on videos to try and make things more optimized. And if you change stuff on a video, YouTube will push it again, but not as much as it pushes it when you first upload it. So when you upload to YouTube, it does this thing called impressions. So it'll show up on people's feeds. So if you actually look at a video, it'll be like impressions, say 3,000. But then if you look, it'll say, well, how many people actually clicked on it? And only 1% of those clicked on it. So what you're trying to improve is that whole click thing. So you need to catch your thumbnail and catch your title. The more people click on your video, the more YouTube will then push your video, the more popular your video gets, and the more people will see it. So that's what I went and fixed on a bunch of old stuff. And the beta sorority video I did 3 years ago blew up, but it blew up in India, the Philippines, and Indonesia, because those are 3 big places with beta fish. So a lot of the subs and stuff are from those countries because that's like the hot button fish in those 3 countries.
Yeah.
So if I looked at those and like out of like 800 and some odd subs that sorority video got, like 70% of them came from those 3 countries. So it was crazy.
That makes sense.
Well, that's where a lot of our betas are imported from anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Dr. Anthony, yes, the wet spot one. Just be here next week for the stream. It'll be a hashtag, and we'll roll it like a normal giveaway. And again, that's the only one I'm going to require people be here live to win. The other stuff, if you win it, if you win it through the Boost Plant short, if you're not here, I'll just leave a comment on the video saying, hey, you won. And then if I don't hear from you by the next time the stream is, then we'll just roll it again. And with the Hikari one, you got to give me your emails required to like do the thing, so then I can just shoot you an email if you won that way and you weren't here. Yeah. And all the guidelines, and the guidelines can be found in the short, and then the Hikari one actually has a whole like list of stuff you can read through if you're looking for anything official stuff, because that's what you got to do on YouTube if you do giveaways. Technically, you're supposed to have official guidelines and follow all the terms of service and community stuff on YouTube, and it's a whole legal mess, which I don't think most people do, because most of us are small enough where YouTube doesn't care.
Best thing to do, like what I do with whenever we do the auction, I put a disclaimer in the description.
Yeah, the biggest thing that you have to disclaim is that YouTube is in no way affiliated with the giveaway, because YouTube doesn't want people to come back at them and try to sue them if they don't like what happens. Hey, Color Guppies, hope you're doing well. Cody, hello, hello. So yeah, that's what happened. And it seems to have slowed down, which is what should happen. I wouldn't expect to keep blowing up like that.
Yeah, it probably will. But it just goes to show that if you put that if you put the work in, that you'll get rewarded. I ain't got time for that. That's why I'm so slow growing. I don't.
Well, yeah.
And I just, and I'm very happy for you that happened. That just showed that you put the work in and you got something out of it.
And even beyond all like the crazy dealing with the analytics and the redoing everything, the one common thread amongst anything I was watching or advice I've been given is upload something consistently. Whether you're going to do a short a day or you can only do one video a week or even every other week, make sure it's consistent. It's on the same day and the same time. Even if it's one video a month, as long as you're posting it around the same day, at the same time and day of the week, that still shows consistency to YouTube. And that's the biggest common thread amongst all the videos and all the people that have ever suggested anything to me is be consistent with your uploads and don't try to, reinvent the wheel and upload all different times. Just pick a day, upload. If it doesn't work, maybe like after 100 videos, you switch it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. If anyone wants to know what channel I was watching, there's their vidIQ, and they also have like you can download an extension on Chrome. I don't know if there's one on Firefox, but it's free, and you get like credits where you can like do like 3 auto-suggested titles, and then the biggest thing I think they help me with is the tags on like the actual videos. So like you can put in like if you're doing a video on a beta sorority, you can type in, you hit the like a keyword inspector button. And if you type beta sorority, it'll give it a number out of 100. And it'll show you how many other people post it and like the overall like popularity, how many competitors there are posting the same stuff. I think that helped me a lot. So if you're interested in like something like that, anyone in chat, I would say get vidIQ, watch their videos because they offer really good advice and their videos are pretty quick. Most of their videos are under 10 minutes. So if you don't have a lot of time to spend, you want to watch a quick one, it's perfect right there for you. I kind of miss those days too, Cody, when conspiracy meant JFK and the moon landing. Because now it's used for everything.
How about
it? It's crazy. Why you gotta use Dr. Anthony just commented on the short and he used some scientific name.
He did it to mess with you.
Open. Yeah, I can't with that one, Doc. Why would you do that to me? What is the common name of that plant? If there even is one.
Yeah.
That's too hard. Also, I've been posting a lot on the community tab. That was another suggestion. Use the community tab if you have it. Treat it like a social media platform. Post on it as often as you can. Usually one a day. So like every Wednesday now, I have a Wordle. It's a fish-related Wordle. It's going to post every Wednesday. You guys can have some fun on that. I got polls posting. I have quizzes posting. I've got crossword clues posting. I've got random fish facts posting. I got a bunch of stuff posted on there. So if you're scrolling, you're bored, you want to go do a quiz or a poll, make sure you're checking out the community tab. Also, if you are a member of the channel, I did a post for members. I've been posting, like I'll release videos early for members, or I'll release like an unedited version or a different version than the one's going live. And I'm also, members are getting 10 extra entries into the Aquaria thing. So if you are a member, there's a code on there you can get.
Nice. I still can't say that. He put the name in chat now.
Olvaceus, yeah. That's
Hey, trying.
Oh.
Like come out wrong.
I mean, it looked here. I googled it. Hang on. Nope, I didn't want the invite link. Present tab. It's a nice looking plant.
Yeah, and it's the Aponigeton. That is the actual common name, but I just say Aponigeton.
Oh, right then.
I've had that. I think I still do. Matter of fact,
I think I might have tried this too. Is it a bulb? Yeah,
yes.
It said it's a bulb. I might have tried it, and it didn't do anything for me.
It worked out pretty good for me.
I think my lights are the problem, because most of my tanks were still on the PetSmart stupid lights that come with all the tanks.
Yeah.
Because the one we got from the class last year. Carrie took the light that Higer gave her, but I reached out to them and got another one, and they sent me one of their 24 hours. That tank, the crypts in that tank are going like gangbusters. The crypts in all my other tanks that don't have those lights on it are barely growing. So I think my light is a part of it. And I think my big problem with the 40 here is that the tank is too high and not enough light is getting down on the lower plants.
That's possible.
So I've got this new one that they sent me. It's the same one I got downstairs. It's one of their 24s. I'm going to put this on either this 40 or the puffer 40 and see how it goes. If they grow fine in there, I'm going to chalk it up to that's been my problem the whole time. I also got a suggestion to cut back on fertilizing because apparently that can actually kill your plants instead of help them. It can strangle them or create too much algae, which will then suffocate the other ones. So I'm going to try and cut back on that too. They do good for my plants, Patty, but they do good for different plants. So they do great for the mosses. They do great for the Anubias. They do great for the Java fern. They do great for some stem plants. But if certain other things I'm needing different lights for. Like it'll grow the crypts okay, but they're not like thriving is what I mean. But yes, I did say that the PetSmart lights are good for enough for me. But now that I want to try other plants, I'm needing different lights. But the Higer lights to me are still cheap. They're not going to break the bank if you need to get a light, in my opinion. Hey, Petro Man, how's it going? Daniel, I don't think I said hello to you, but hello.
Brother Dan sent his winnings out today.
Very nice.
And Pulse Terrace.
Ah.
It's like, if I don't do it now, I will forget. I forgot to do it the next day. Then I forget who it was. This is a while ago. I didn't receive that yet. I'm like, oh, hey, it'll be on its way tomorrow. Thank you. So I was trying to figure out who won this, and couldn't, and that's who it was because I went back.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to put some white clouds in your thing, your auction thingy, but I don't know. I think it might still be too hot to ship them, so I might wait.
I mean, you could either do it the 19th or you could do it September. The thing about September is it's probably going to be, well, I'm going to shoot for the second weekend as opposed to the third because of if we do it the 16th, the following week is Keystone Clash.
Right.
So.
I don't think I have my tape measure on me. I'd measure it for you right now, Beta. It's long. Hang on.
I need to get a light from a 75. It don't need to be nothing special because the Star Sapphires will probably just destroy plants.
So it says it's 30 to 36. I'm gonna maybe it's I don't know. I probably should get a tape measure.
It's 30, but when you extend the things out, it's 36.
So it is relatively long. But yeah, this one. I like this one because the button, you can either do the on or off, you can do, and then it's the bottom part is for 24 hours. Like when you plug this in, you plug it in like at noon, you push this to the noon setting, and then it sets its own 24-hour parameter. So it'll ramp up and down. The light spectrum changes throughout the delicate night. I think if I'm down in the basement at night, it's like a bluer light to stimulate the moon. So that's why I like this one, because it seems to grow the crypts on my flanks pretty well.
Nice.
But I've also used like regular LEDs and stuff in some tanks. They do okay. I've got grow lights on one tank, and that seems to help certain things, but not others. It's all weird.
I bought these $20 grow lights off of Amazon. They're 2 foot. So 3 of them's on there, over 2 tanks each, and it actually made a difference.
You have glass lids on them?
Plexi.
Okay. See, that's most of my tanks, I still have the plastic lids. So it only like little bit. I have to like orient the light weird so that it hits stuff because the light won't get through the black plastic.
Yeah, I did DIY lids on this one with it's not plexi, it's actually acrylic. It's just real thin. So the only problem with that is because whenever the heat from the water, it bows it. But it still does its thing.
Beta, I believe AQQA is owned by the same parent company as Higer because they sell both things on their Pet Nanny site together. So I'm pretty sure they're the same company, just different names. Like they're owned by the same parent company because Higer's parent company owns like a bunch of different stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing that's what it is. They're both basically the same but different. Like their plug-in sponge filter is AQQA, I think, but then their regular one that takes an airline is marketed as Higer, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
Like even the air pumps, I have the Higer pump and then I have the AQQA pump, but they both came from Higer. So basically, yes, same company, just different names. And yeah. I don't think any of the lights I've gotten are AQQA. Those all come Higer. I think it's just the pumps and the filters I think are different.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing AQQA lights. I think it's the other stuff like filtration,
pumps,
heaters.
Yeah, they have both heaters too. I mean, there could be AQQA lights, and we've just never asked or seen them. Because I don't know about you, but usually I ask what I want. They don't tell me.
They give me a list.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine with me, because if I don't like it, I don't do it. If I can't use it on everyday fish in my fish room, I'm not going to do a review.
Yeah, and like she's like, well, when can you have the video? I'm like, I need to test it for a while. It's not like I'm gonna get it and then do it in the same week. You can't say I tested it if I do a video in the same week.
Yeah, it's like this the pond pump that I got that I'm actually going to use for this rack, which I want to set up tomorrow and finish the video on and get it sent out to them and on YouTube. I waited because I wanted to test how long it ran at full blast, air coming out, and it lasted 8 hours.
Yeah, like that's what I did with these stupid battery pumps. I made sure I tested how long they lasted. Mm-hmm. But like the only reason I can do a quicker video on this is because I've had the other one for almost a year now, so I can go conscious, do an actual review on it. That's, even though they just sent me this light, I've been using one since the Clash last year, which is almost a year away, or since it's been a year. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Although, because I told her it would be at least a month, but then I'm like, oh wait, I've been using one, so I can probably do it quicker. Like the sponge filters and stuff, those they're there. You use them and you can be like, okay, they suck, or okay, they're good. It's kind of hard to fully need to product test a sponge filter because it just does its thing or it doesn't.
Well, you should wait. I mean, the product to test sponge filters, you want to do it for at least a month or two.
Well, yeah, I usually tell them at least a month on everything they send me.
I really like them ones that had the media in the bottom.
Yeah. I wish they made the electric ones for bigger tanks, though. Because the biggest one they sell kind of sucks for anything over like 20 or 30 gallons. Because the one in the 40 here is constantly getting clogged with the fine sponge they got on it. So I almost want to hot rod it and take off the fine sponge and get like a pre-filter sponge or something, so it's a thicker, bigger holes.
Yeah, see, every one that I have, I don't like the ones that have bigger holes because I don't feel that they're even doing anything.
Well, yeah, like I spent like every day I was cleaning these sponges for a while, but I don't clean the mold and stuff off my bottom. I let it stay there because it's good for stuff. So that's why these are constantly getting clogged up on me.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Skipper, this has been fun, but we're officially out of time.
Oh my. Well, that went quick.
It did. So thank you, Skipper, for filling in for Ed. We're hoping he feels much better. I remember we got those giveaways, so check out the community tab. All the info's on there if you weren't here. Thank you, mods and everybody. Thank you, all the members and lurkers and replay peoples. And I'll see you next week here, same time, same place. Maybe you'll see me on Skippers again on Thursday if he remembers to go. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll see you later.